Now, returning you to the Children of Primus.
Welcome.
I cannot hear you, Spin.
That's weird, man.
Anthony, can you hear us? Anthony, can you hear us?
No, I can't hear you either.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay. I like how I can lip read you really clearly. Let me just mess with my headphones.
We can hear you. Can you hear
us? I got
us?
you now.
Okay.
You just popped in. Okay, good. Okay. By the way, good enunciation. I couldn't hear you, but I can understand everything you were saying to me.
I actually have friends that are deaf.
Oh, you know what? That explains it.
And I can't sign because I have broken, messed up fingers. So,
He's very good at lip reading.
Oh, the skill of lip reading is quite impressive, especially in some situations where it's like you can convey a message and no one else is picking up on what's happening.
Yeah, but it's real scary when you get to somebody that can read lips from across the room. That's kind of why I started growing facial hair, because she said that it was harder to pick out what people are saying when they have mustaches and beards, because you can't really see the lips.
Speaking of messed up and broken fingers, Magnus, how is your arm doing?
Actually, I got released from the sling last Thursday. We've started muscle building, so I'm back in therapy twice a week now instead of once a week. I was actually working with a 5-pound weight this week, so we're going up. But yeah, it will never be what it was before. We've got to go through the whole process to see how much I've actually lost. But so far it's going to be a range. It's going to be I'll get my strength back, but there's going to be dead spot areas.
See, this is where you're throwing one of those jokes where it's like you can tell the age of people, where it's just like Mr. Magnus was on a space flight mission where it had gone wrong, and it's like now we have to rebuild him. We'll make him stronger, better, and faster. Dun, 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 dun.
I'm a little disappointed, Mr. Magnus.
What's that?
Just your Optimus Prime voice changer that you're going to use. Us real.
Oh, I'm not going to use it. I took it out.
To use it.
I just didn't want to. I didn't want to destroy it in case I decide to use it somewhere.
Okay. I was about to say
the helmet that I was given was a. I don't know. It's a Bayverse Optimus Prime because he had the real funky mask.
Yeah, I used to have it. Yeah.
And so this one, I took out all the electronics, and that was where the battery pack went. But I will turn this, which kind of looks like a Valkyrie helmet right now.
Yes.
Yeah, a little bit.
That will be turned into that.
All right.
Now, is this for the
wedding? Yes. This is the helmet that I will be wearing during the wedding.
Awesome.
Because they don't make a Magnus helmet, so I have to make one myself. But now, while I've got this, you want me to go ahead and do my reveals?
Yeah.
Since I've got him standing up here. Okay, so courtesy of Chris Labrador at Transformers Liberated, I bought the upgraded fists for my Masterpiece Ultra Magnus, and I've already changed one of them out. So if you give me the screen, so these are the fists that came on him, and they're just kind of like mittens. It's got one finger, but they're not articulate, and then the other 3 move together. And these are the upgraded fists,
Oh,
which are each individual finger.
Oh, yeah. So you can splay
And
them out.
so this hand has already been changed out. And I hear people talk about, well, it's scary working with a masterpiece because you don't know what you're going to break. Well, these things are just ball and sockets. You just pop them right off. And then you snap the new one right on.
nice.
And it does have the slots for his guns to lock into it.
Now you're saying courtesy of Chris Labrador, did he 3D print these, or are these a product somewhere?
No, he sold it to me. I did that one.
Are these non-F or are they DNA design? Because those are the two guys that do these exclusively pretty much these days.
These are the not F.
Those are the two companies that pretty much exclusively make parts and upgrade kits for modern
Well,
Transformers.
I can't do it from the backside of it, but.
Okay.
And while I was at Mom's house today, remember I said I would go back up and look for things. So that Death Star playset, this goes to it. Now it's not anything like any of the other micro machines. This was made to store all your dudes.
Wow.
Oh, that's the real mother load in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I found, I would say 90% of my micro machines guys.
Oh, wow. Don't sneeze too close to that thing.
Yeah, no kidding.
I didn't know Micro Machines had guys.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Star
the Micro
Wars
Machines
always came
Star
with little
Wars.
ones.
Yep.
Huh.
And what I didn't notice whenever I was a kid, there's only like 3. Like I've got probably 6 or 8 stormtroopers in here, but they start repeating after you get to the 3rd one.
Yeah.
They're just
So
the same
Those are
the
just
same
like
dude.
little statues. They're like a couple centimeters tall.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'll let somebody else ruin their
Oh.
eyesight trying to set those up on a shelf.
Yeah. Later on, when they did the action fleet, they made ones that were actually jointed. They had, hip joints and shoulder joints, so they could sit in the larger vehicles.
I actually found some of those too, but they're a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
The action fleet ones are a little bit bigger. And they're like, here's the 2 Yodas from 2 different sets, but it's the same Yoda.
Mhm.
But if it's multiple Yodas, is it then Yodai?
Yoda. and I'm hopeful because I did find this R2D2,
Wow.
Oh yeah.
which because
that definitely goes to Luke's
because he
X-Wing.
doesn't have a base, that means that he goes in one of the ships, because he would actually plug into the spot where he would go. So I'm hopeful. And that's all I had this week.
Cool.
Well, I was gonna say, if you were gonna use that voice changer, the only way to do it correctly is to go with the original voice changer.
Here we go.
Oh, does it work?
Yes, actually, it works.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Nice. Now, do you sound like Rumble or Frenzy when you talk through it?
I probably sound like Fuckatron, but let's find out. Autobots. Oh, the feedback! Oh my god. Okay, let's not do that with the feedback, I guess. Wow. But yeah, that's the original. Yeah.
that red robot now has a name these days because of everybody likes to canonize stuff. That red robot is actually named Enemy.
Enemy, huh?
Right.
Yeah. And they did, because eventually Takara made a figure out of it where they did like the Frenzy and Rumble mode and did it like solid red instead of like a little bit red.
Huh.
and they're like, "This is Decepticon enemy. He makes noises that cause people's emotions to get angry on the battlefield."
Yeah, it must be that feedback. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is it.
Probably wouldn't be so bad if I untangled the cord and got it a little further away, but I got to store it in the box, so I didn't want to untangle the cord.
Charlie C hanging out in the comments, and he's saying crickets.
It was kind of like loud crickets.
And I'm actually glad that, because this is in the case, I'm glad I pulled it out to, go with Magnus's voice changer thing there, because I didn't realize I forgot I left the battery in it. That's no good.
Oh.
So now it doesn't have a battery in it. That's a plus.
Any more reveals, Toy Warp?
Oh, that wasn't even a reveal. That was just something that's in the case.
He's like, "That's just a thing I've got."
Yeah, that's just another G1 thing I've got. Yeah. But no, I don't have any reveals.
This one was just a bonus. I didn't even know that this mask had that.
I'm really curious to hear what the enemy one sounds like, because the Optimus helmet was very like the specific Sunbow voice processing. That's what it sounded like to my ears.
Oh, it does not. Honestly, it doesn't sound as good as the helmet one.
Or the original Galvatron, sound effects.
Oh yeah, the scary digital laughter.
Yep.
Maybe that's why he's canonized as enemy.
Yeah, Decepticon enemy. Yeah, they decided they were going to take that literally, and so that's why the character's named that now.
Get the glare off of it, and there we go.
There you go.
Yeah, like it was obviously taken as a bit of a joke with the literalism, but they then decided to run with that joke.
No, I wonder if when they were making that, if they were going to make a quote unquote Autobot version and call it like friendly or something.
Well, probably hero.
That's it.
Heroic.
Yeah.
Exactly in that voice. Heroic.
Heroic.
So, Fear shared some news along the way.
Yeah.
One that I think was overlooked, and I heard it in the news, and it's only like now people are picking up on it, was the EB Games coming back.
Yeah, in Canada at least. Mm-hmm. So Canadian GameStop got sold to somebody that runs McFarlane Toys, not Todd McFarlane, like the suit side of things. And one of the things they're doing is they're changing the name back to Electronics Boutique, EB Games, as was known as up here for a very long time. So a little bit of nostalgia for Canadians that remember that. Though, to be fair, it feels like they didn't change it too long ago to GameStop to Canada to begin with.
Right.
But it's good to say that at least they're continuing on. So many things are closing.
So you guys not only get to keep EB Games, but you got to keep Toys R Us too? I'm going to bomb your maple syrup mines. I'm telling you what. It's just not fair.
Well, what you do is you drop the bomb in the maple syrup, and the maple syrup just absorbs it, so it doesn't go off. So that's not a good strategy. That's how we get spicy maple syrup.
There you go.
Nice.
Go ahead, because what I haven't told you is I've invested in support alligators. So every time you buy one, I get profit.
I don't buy them. They just flock to me.
Just crossing the street. Hey, there goes one just passing by.
That's the first time I actually saw one. I was driving down the road with my grandmother, and it was just chilling in the middle of the street.
Wow.
It's like, come on, what are you gonna do? Drive over me? What are you gonna do?
It's wild that happens down there, though.
To be fair on the Toys R Us thing, the tea leaves are like, that might not be a thing in Canada much longer either. They had to close a bunch of them, like the one near my house. Like, there's still a bunch of locations open, but a ton of stores recently closed.
Oh, mine.
Yeah.
I know the same company that was responsible for getting into Toys R Us and making it full was the same company that did it to KB Toys, too.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, the ups and downs are that the Canadian editions of these stores are always owned by different companies. So like that's why the Canadian Toys R Us didn't shutter, because literally the whatever they're called, venture capitalists or whatever who bought the American Toys R Us didn't buy the Canadian one because different owners.
Charlie C says most of the world still has Toys R Us except the U.S. With a sad face.
I don't remember the name.
We have
it's the fault
them.
of some specific dudes.
Mm-hmm.
We have them, but they're nothing like they used to be.
Right.
Oh yeah, didn't they kind of
they're
bring them back?
sections? Yeah, they're like department store sections called Toys R Us. Like here, it's in a place called Famous Bar, which is a big department store. And then on the second floor, as soon as you got the escalator, there's the Toys R Us section.
Hmm.
And it's, my room is bigger than the Toys R Us section at Famous Bar.
Well, your room is bigger than a lot of toy sections in a lot of places.
Granted, but I'm talking about the whole toy section, not just the Transformers section.
That is crazy.
Just got less photos here to take. That's what I'm doing. It's all blurry.
Jump into some of the main news that Fear had sent me. Let me bring it up on the screen.
Oh yeah, the Omega Prime one's really funny. It's also not one that got like news articles. I just know about it from following forum threads and stuff.
Warp, how close are you to Miami?
4 hours.
Oh, it's okay. I want a picture of that billboard so bad I can't stand it.
Billboard.
Oh yeah, just go. I don't want to get into the political things, but just Google the Trump billboard at Miami Airport.
Okay.
It's great. It's great.
Miami's not a pleasant place to visit, actually.
Haven't you ever seen that documentary Scarface?
Yeah.
No, I'm intrigued. I'm gonna Google it after.
Oh, yeah, this thing up here is interesting because, like, look, there's a lot of third-party companies announcing a lot of stuff. There's a lot of third-party companies that make Optimus Primes, and there's a lot of third-party companies that make tiny Optimus Primes. This is one of those. But what I found most interesting about it is it's a tiny version of the old 2006 Transformers Classics Optimus, which was, like, a whole unique design. And I guess we've reached the point in the nostalgia cycle where... we're looking at a micro-scaled third-party figure based on a specific Optimus from 2006 that, like, a certain generation of fans probably bought and was their first one, instead of, like, something G1 accurate.
Wow, that Classics line is about what turned me off on buying new Transformers from the store, man. I'm telling you what.
Really?
Yeah. I was... the internet became a little more widespread for everybody early 2000s. And in 2006, I heard something about the Transformers Classics line coming out, and I was all excited. I was like, oh, they're going to make them look like the original. I might pick some of these up and everything. And then I saw the Devastator, and it looks stupid. I mean, it just I'm looking at this thing like, what? What? This looks nothing like it. Why are they calling this Classics? I mentioned that on a post, and dude, there had to be 30 guys trying to rip me apart because I didn't like this thing. I'm like, you know what? If that's what it's like collecting the new stuff and being into the new stuff, is that you have to like it, I'm out.
To be fair, that was not a new figure. That was an old character from Transformers Energon that happened to be made of construction vehicles that they repainted into Devastator, so it wasn't one of the new ones that they made. That's why he looked nothing like who he was supposed to be. They just put him in Devastator's colors.
Okay. Yeah, I couldn't believe how, harsh they were being. It's like, dude, it says Classics on it. It's supposed to look, halfway like the originals. This thing looks stupid.
Yeah. Really famously, the thing was this whole line, Classics, was created initially as filler because they were waiting for the Michael Bay movie stuff to come out, and Cybertron, the last TV show, had ended, so they just put this out there as something in between, like the show and the movie. But it sold so well that that's the reason why we still have like Legacy, Generations, all this modern new stuff based on the G1 guys, because Classics did so well. That they were like, oh, this isn't going to be fun. This is going to be one of the main things we do from now on. Yeah.
Cool. And then
over here we got
the Blokees.
Yeah, the next series of Blokees. This would be the second. I'm behind because my comic shop that slowly gets these has not even gotten to the first one of these, but this is the next Transformers 1 wave, which, as per usual, is the only way to get a bunch of these guys. Soundwave, Shockwave, and Starscream only exist as Blokees. They haven't made regular figures of them yet.
Man, there's a lot of waves.
Oh yeah, I think this is like wave 5 or 6, maybe.
It's a wave 7.
Wave 7, Jesus.
Yeah.
Just raise your hand if you have wave in your name.
Okay, and then my comic shop that I get these from, I just checked the box. It's on wave 4, so they're on wave 7. That's how far this is going. Hey, I hear that these have a way quicker turnaround time than normal Transformers. That's how they're able to get them out like, so quickly, in terms of like manufacturing them.
Makes sense.
Now I got to take a phone call real quick. I'll be right back.
Okay.
I mean, I haven't gotten my hands on one yet. I haven't seen any out anywhere, but they're like model kits, right? They come in like a tree.
Yeah. Yeah, you see me build them like several of these shows, right? You just pop off the sprues and you just put them together.
Confirming if I remembered correctly.
Yeah. And these ones are like, they're like, 10, 15 minutes if you know what you're doing. It took me longer the first time because the instructions were not terribly helpful, but yeah. And they're like, this was like $9 Canadian, so it's way less American, so that's why I got so many of them, because they're cheap and you get a little event out of it. And I really hope that the Transformers 1 waves make it to my shop soon. I think the only downside is, it's hard to get these sort of, because some Walmarts carry them, but not a lot of them do. So I got to get all mine from the comic shop or the internet. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so this.
Oh, go ahead.
You're leaving all of the news filling into me just by showing me the pictures, just foisting it all over. Yeah. So if you can believe it, it's going to be in the summer 2 years since Skybound started its Transformers stuff. So what we're looking at there is a mural that they're doing, and it's going to be split across 4 variant covers that they're doing for their 2-year thing.
Ooh.
And I guess there's some mild spoilers here, but just as everybody likes the Optimus with the Megatron arm, which you can see on the right, and that's become a thing that's everywhere. On the left, you can see Megatron, who doesn't have eyes. Instead, he has wires that connect to Laserbeak, because he has now appeared in the comic and he can't see anymore because of how damaged he is. So he plugged his eyes into Laserbeak, and Laserbeak is his eyes now. Yeah, these are cool comics. Lots of stuff, lots of interesting things happen in them.
What comics are these?
These are the Skybound ones, the Energon Universe ones. They'll 2 years old in the summer.
Wait, that's based on the Energon Universe?
No relation to the anime. Everybody was like,
okay.
Why are they calling it that? That's what they're calling. That's what Robert Kirkman of Walking Dead and Invincible fame is calling it, because he's the showrunner for this. That's what he's calling, Transformers, Void Rivals, G.I. Joe, all these things that are sharing a universe right now. It's the Energon Universe for some reason.
Okay.
Everybody loves the comics, but they're like, that you could maybe have picked a better name.
Kind of like when Netflix did their War for Cybertron. It's like, oh, they're going to make a show of the game? No relation to the game.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, Robert Kirkman, we know you're good at your job. We've seen your work. You could have come up with a better name.
Farah says hello. Hello, Farah. Welcome to the stream. Like and subscribe to our channel when you get a chance. And
yeah,
I guess we'll throw a question to you. What faction or which part of the franchise are you a fan of? Are you from the G1, or are you from in between, or more of the new school?
I'm most things, I think.
We know Toy, we're strictly G1.
Strictly G1.
Strictly G1. There's nothing wrong with that. You either like one of it or like all of it. It's a choice for everyone.
I do enjoy, other iterations of Transformers. It's just, time, money, and energy there's only so much of it, and it can only go toward G1 toys. So,
yeah, you know what? That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Did you have an image for the thing for the latest HasLab thing?
No, I did for last week. I could like with the little errors and stuff, but I know with the other news, I didn't look that up, since we're gonna hold that off till next week, either next week or the week after, possibly.
Look at Anthony giving spoilers.
Well, here's the thing. So there hasn't been a news article about this. I know about it because I follow threads on TFW and I know people on Discord. So, they're shipping out Omega Primes to people, the latest HasLab. And apparently what has happened is FedEx printed too many shipping labels. So there are people who ordered Omega Prime, got him in, it was all good. And then they were like, I just got a shipping notice from Hasbro Pulse for something. I don't remember ordering anything. And they got second Omega Prime sent to them.
Was it taken out of their account, or they just ended up with it free?
Oh,
my.
No. Yeah.
What a stroke of luck that is.
Mm-hmm.
And they're selling for $475 to $590, depending on which website you're on.
So, like one guy on Discord
FedEx, listen, I need a shipping label.
One guy got his second one in, and he's like, Jesus, I have two of them now. What am I going to do with this? And then he got a shipping notice for a third one, and he's like, I'm going to call them. I'm going to be responsible here. I don't have space for a third one. So he didn't get the third one sent to him because
my bank account's got space.
That's right.
I haven't got space for a third one. I bet your bank account got space.
And people were just confirming. They were like, all right, legally, you don't have to send this back at all. So congratulations on your free second copy of your HasLab, I guess.
That is crazy.
Holy crap.
My sister has dentures. And so she just has a standing order at Amazon every month for the stuff that she uses to clean them and the stuff that holds them in place and stuff like that. And she got an Amazon package, a box in, and she's like, I didn't order anything this big from Amazon. It was heavy. And she opened it up, and there was an iMac computer, an iPad, an iPhone, an iWatch. I mean, it was a complete iPhone package of everything from a laptop to the watch. And the shipping label on it was the same shipping label for her denture stuff. Somebody had stuck the wrong label on the box. She called them up and she's like, so what do I do? And they were like, oh, well, congratulations on your free stuff.
Yeah.
Oof.
That's our bad. We're sorry. We're going to refund you the $29.99 that you were supposed to have been charged.
We'll pay you $29, and you get this Apple stuff.
And you get all this Apple stuff.
Wow.
I mean, like, honestly, you can keep the $29. It's a sacrifice I'm willing to make.
My niece uses Mac stuff for her because she's a scientist, and so Jenny gave her the laptop, and I use iPhone, and that's where this iPhone came from, and she kept the watch.
Yeah. There is another angle to the HasLab thing too. It is that there are people that still haven't gotten shipping notices for their first copies. So I know some people who are sweating like, did the one that was supposed to go to me get sent to somebody else by accident?
FedEx is probably going to pick up the tab for that.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, again, people have been talking to customer service about this, and they're like, we make extras specifically for replacements, part swaps, whatever. So don't worry, everybody's going to get yours. It just might take a while now.
Wow.
But yeah, I'm like, you could immediately sell your second one and have gotten that first one for free, basically. You could be cool and give it to somebody else, because again, it's 100% profit.
Well, I wonder how many of those are going to show up at TFCon, which is a reminder we're going to be at TFCon in July, TFCon Toronto, in July this year in Toronto, Ontario, or /Mississauga. But yeah, back to what I was saying. I wonder how many of those are going to show up.
Yeah,
That should have kept by order.
Yeah, you might have gotten 2 of them.
By order, or 3. Or
Yeah.
I know when you're lucky, you probably would have ended up with 8 of them.
Well, look at this. 4 of them got sent to Mr. Magnus. That means that there's 3 of them going to Canada. There's 1 going to Florida.
It's like
we share that love around here.
That's it.
as far as I know, nobody in Canada has gotten theirs yet. And also, as far as I know, nobody actually got sent a third one. The one person who did get the shipping notice called them and was like, okay, what's going on? Please tell me what's going on. So that is a heck of a thing that's been happening. That's really funny to me.
That is crazy.
How much was it originally through HasLab?
Okay.
300. What at 300, wasn't it? It's $299 plus shipping.
I checked this. It's $349 American dollars before taxes and shipping, which both of them add a significant amount onto them. Like, I definitely ran the numbers back in the day to figure out what the Canadian version would cost, and after shipping and taxes, it was like south of 500 Canadian dollars. I mean, north of 500 Canadian.
When Impactor hiding in the comments is asking, did you guys hear that Transformers Studio Series 86 is soon ending?
I did not hear that. I did hear them say they are running out of guys to do, from the 86 movie. So they might pivot to like more comics guys or something.
Well, have they done
it was
an offhand thing?
It was just a thing on. It was just a post on Reddit. Is all I can find on it, and it says a recent interview with Evan Brooks via Triple Takeover podcast. He mentioned that the plans to finish up SS86 cast will be done in 2026.
Yeah, I can believe that.
And yeah, I mean they've gone through almost everybody. So I mean, unless they're going to do other members in the 86 style. They've just about done everybody that was in the movie.
Did he do
Here's the thing.
Arbalest and Kranix?
Nope, not yet.
No, they're coming, though.
Really?
Yeah. Well, Kranix, at least, there's a leaked listing for him. What everybody expects is, remember, he changed into a rocket ship in the Marvel comics, and, that his Transformers Universe art depicts that, too. So he has an alt mode ready to go that they could use when they make a figure of him. I was going to say something. Oh, yes. Okay, so the thing about Studio Series is it started in 2018. I know, because it was 1 year after the first movie's anniversary. So it's 2025 now. So it's been 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 24, 8 years it's been going. G1 started in 84 and went to 90. Studio Series has now run for 1 year longer than the entire G1 toy line did.
Wow.
So people are like, if they want to keep it going, some of those early guys are 8 years old now. They could give them a do-over with like more modern engineering and just keep that Ouroboros eating itself eternally.
Wow.
Yeah, though they didn't start doing 1986 movie guys until I don't know 2020, I think. So they're a bit more recent. They used to just do exclusively live action movie characters, and then they started to run low on those and started doing 86 movie characters to keep it going.
It'll be it'll be interesting to see what they're going to do for the 40th anniversary of the movie. I would imagine they're going to pop that back in theaters with some Fathom event.
No, obviously.
Yeah, which is always a blast to go to. I mean, if you guys haven't gone and see it on the big screen, it's a totally different experience.
Yeah,
we went.
It's amazing on the big screen.
Yes, I agree.
So this past Thursday, we went and saw Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Yeah, I heard they put that back
at the theaters, and it was hilarious. Oh my gosh! There are so many things that you will pick up going back and watching an old movie in that kind of a scenario. And yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. So I've never got to see Transformers on the big screen other than when I saw it.
Back there is so much more detail in it. All the little things, the little mentions they put in like the background and stuff are just right there in your face, and you just oh yeah, stuff you just don't notice, on your small TV screen.
Yeah, I've seen it in theaters twice because they did it a couple of times for different events. One of them was in the lead up for the Bumblebee movie, so they were like stay afterwards for a featurette. One of them was, I think, more recently. I don't know. It's been a couple of times.
It was great when I went to go see the one with that they released before the Bumblebee movie. They started playing, the '86 movie, and there was no sound, right? So somebody, and on top of that, it's a packed theater. I mean, they showed it in a small theater thinking no one was going to show up, and there wasn't a seat to be had, which was really cool. But there was no sound, so while somebody ran up to the front to tell them that there was no sound, some guy had the soundtrack on his phone and was just holding it up, trying to play the music along with whatever scene was going. And we got clear up to the Battle for Autobot City before they stopped it and started it completely over for us with sound. It was a great experience.
I was gonna say, and I could and this qualifies for me too. Theater full of those people. I think the theater itself could have just voice acted every line as it happened and just kept it going.
I mean, that's what I was expecting to hear.
Yeah.
Now what's really weird is when they released where they did the live recording for the voice acting recently.
Yes.
For the first episode, but I think they showed the first 4 episodes.
Yeah, we watched that.
Completely different energy for that. There wasn't a whole lot of people in the theater, and the people that were there were just like, "Yay!"
Wow.
Okay, it's just completely different energy. It was a different town. I don't know. Maybe where it was showing, there just wasn't a lot of fans there. But I found out something really interesting. One of those. Did you know? I didn't know, and I was really surprised by it. So the other day, I'm watching a 2014 movie called Turbo Kid. If you haven't seen Turbo Kid, it is an absolute blast. If you like Mad Max, 80s, and BMX stuff, Turbo Kid is the movie for you. Oh, and Synthwave. It's got an awesome Synthwave soundtrack.
Okay. Jesus, this sounds great.
Oh, yeah. Check out Turbo Kid. It's on Amazon Prime. Well, it is in the U.S. I don't know if it is in Canada. But the whole movie starts off with the song from the movie Rad. In 1986's Rad, the BMX racing movie.
Which song is it? I only know one because it shows up on my YouTube.
They use it like 3 times in the movie. Thunder in Your Heart. That's what it is.
Okay, not that one I'm thinking of. But
You're probably thinking of Send Me an Angel with the BMX boogie scene. But the Thunder in Your Heart, okay. Rad come out, I believe, in 86. I was watching the credits, and they got to the music credits. I'll be damned, Stan Bush did that song.
Really?
So not only in '86 was he doing the Transformers stuff, but he also did, songs for Rad. Had no idea. I about
Nice.
fell out my chair when I saw that. It's like, what? Wait, what? I've been listening to that song and jamming that song for 40 years, and no Stan Bush did it.
I mentioned this experience once. Jess, from back when she used to work at Deja Vu, which was a used media store up here, she brought home an album of songs from Sailor Moon because she likes that show, right? And she was playing it, and it was all like, image songs, and one of them starts up, and I was like, is that freaking Stan Bush singing a song on this album? And it was. So he did a song for Sailor Moon that they used, like, as an insert song. It's called, I think it's called She's Got the Power. Yeah.
Okay.
And, same sort of thing as his usual thing. It's just about that instead of Transformers or generic go get stuff. But it was so weird. Just Jess apparently knew and didn't say anything because we were just listening to this in the car, and then that starts up, and I was like, "What in the?"
Well, that's weird. Isn't Sailor Moon like a '90s or 2000s property?
Oh yeah, it's a '90s. This came out in the '90s, so.
So it probably didn't have that '80s ballad, that '80s sound that we're used to from Stan Bush.
Yeah, it did a little bit. It wasn't like synthy, but it had the whole. It was recognizable.
Interesting.
Yeah, I might.
So, Spin, bring up that picture I just sent you. We got a question for you, Anthony.
Mm-hmm.
Who is this?
Get that picture.
I don't know what to expect here.
Hopefully it's the right one. Where is my share screen? There we go.
Photo unrelated.
Nope, the other one.
Wait, other one.
That's the dictator one.
Oh wait, let me go back and find the other one. Wait, I don't see another one.
It says that you read it.
Got to be pictures. Got to be careful the pictures we go through. We all have to send nudes to Spin to be on the program anyway. So just be careful.
Should say Show Z Store. I just sent it again.
Well, where are you sending it to?
Your private chat.
Okay, let me
Same place you send the nudes, duh.
This is where you told me to send the dick pics. I mean, I just thought that's where you wanted them.
There we go. Oh, okay, this is interesting. Let me bring up that one on the screen.
I'm like intimidated by this.
I mean, even though it's TelaTraan 2,
that one.
Don't be
that
worried.
One.
Golden Warrior, light hand model. Wait, yeah, zoom me into this. Who am I looking at here?
We don't know. He just turns into a gold box.
I mean, my first impression was like the building robot from Big with Tom Hanks, but
okay, let me load a picture.
And he just turns into a gold box.
Yeah, scroll it down. I was going, what the heck? I mean, it looks like a 1950s cigarette case.
I'm like, is it a lighter? I do not know what I am looking at with this, to be quite honest. That is not a Transformers thing that I recognize.
It's just
like, is it supposed to be the underbase? Because that was a big gold like rectangle, but I don't think it really. I thought it had like tech details on it and stuff.
You could use this as the underbase.
Yeah, like that's what I'm thinking of immediately. I'm gonna just look up a picture of the underbase real quick to make sure that I am not hallucinating and that I remember what it looked like.
Well, the underbase was more of a cube shape, like the Borg and what's the one from the Bayverse that they were chasing.
Cube.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. The thing that mass shifted after Base said no mass shifting. Yeah.
Yes.
Impactor says he knows who it is.
Does he? I don't. Is this the legendary destroyer?
Oh no.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at a picture of the underbase from the Transformers wiki, and it is sort of shaped like that. But again, it doesn't really have that kind of surface detail to it. It's just like a bunch of lines in different configurations.
Well, Impactor says, yes, as Magnus mentioned, he knows who it is, and shall I explain this? And yes,
please
you shall.
Do. I would like to know what I'm looking
shall.
at because I'm confused.
Maybe at some point this person was a fan of James
Bond. My job is done. I stumped Anthony. My job is done. I am good for the year.
Well, I mean, my big ask would be this: is this even a Transformers thing, or is it just a Transformers?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
I think it's a transforming toy, but it is on a Transformers page.
Well, I mean, I see people sell GoBots on the Transformer page. Doesn't make them Transformers.
Golden Warrior.
Yeah, but this site doesn't do GoBots.
Oh, I see. GoBots aren't good enough. Okay, fine. Be that way.
I can see a Beastie Boys reference going on here. Initially, when I saw an image, I was thinking it was going to transform into like the watch that we had back when we were kids.
Is it a chronoform? It has sprues. There was a chronoform that was a robot, but I don't think it looked like that. And either way, they definitely want to make it more of a watch.
Well, here's an explanation as Impactor said. And Lightan is a robot from Ogon Senshi. Gorodu Ryanten is a mecha animated television series that aired from 81 to 82 in Japan. The show was also popular in Hong Kong.
Okay, so this is a non-Transformers thing, but it's a mecha anime series. What did he canonically transform into? Like, now I just want to know what that was supposed to be. I'm gonna look this up.
Maybe somewhere in the episode, like they were, it has something to do with the reserves and gold, and this character was able to camouflage itself into a gold bar.
Okay, so according to the Wikipedia article on this, the story is about a young boy who finds a gold lighter that turns out to be the giant golden warrior, Gold Lightan. So he transforms into a lighter. That's what he's supposed to be.
Well, Magnus, you weren't far off. Guessing that is a 50 cigarette case.
There you go.
50 cigarette lighter, maybe.
Instead, he's a 50 cigarette lighter.
Yeah.
I guess my only challenge to these guys would be: can you make one that's a functional lighter? Because that would be awesome. I don't know if you could sell that, but to kids, but like.
I mean, if they're keeping with the spirit of the 80s, yeah, sure, because they sold us anything in the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
Remember when they made things that just straight up sparked?
Yeah. Including Transformers.
And the character made the appearance of a video game. And what is it?
Tatsunoko versus Capcom.
Yes.
I do look at him and I do feel like he looks vaguely familiar, but that is the type of thing that would show up in the background of a fighting game. Gosh, I wonder if he's like really. I wonder if he's like really made of gold.
Well, in both white and gold.
Well, if he's really made in gold, the price is going to be more than you can afford, pal.
That's for damn sure. Interesting that he comes with a bunch of parts on sprues. I guess you got to partially build him.
You know, these are one of those characters that would have ended in, or that would have shown up in the TFCon Jeopardy.
Oh, absolutely. In like the 2000 category.
Yeah.
But again,
From some
really a
random Japanese anime. And there were so many of those robot-based Japanese animes, too, that were varying qualities.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, there were so many toys from back then, too. Just many transforming style toys, even well before Transformers became a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm like, when did the Japanese Spider-Man show air? I think that was the 70s.
Oh, those clips are the funniest.
Yeah, that's a weird show.
Those clips are the funniest.
Because I know, historically speaking, that was the first time that a Super Sentai show, which is what was eventually adapted into Power Rangers, used transforming robots, because he had that big transforming guy. Yep, in 1978.
Bless you.
Toei's various superhero shows have had transforming robots since at least 78.
Mm. Allergies?
I'm really surprised y'all heard that, but that's the old lady sneezing. And when she does one sneeze, then there's going to be another sneeze. And then there's going to be another sneeze. It'll go like that for like 8-10 times in a row.
Wow.
Me, I'm just 3 and done.
Almost ending the evening. I think these hours are just flying by pretty quick, surprisingly.
Yeah, shockingly.
Just the days have been flying by quick. Just about 98% finished moving. So just got the whole setup, started this morning and got it ready just in time for tonight's stream.
Yeah, could have fooled us. It's the same from over here, so absolutely zero technical problems too. So
I know, surprisingly, it's funny. I had a car like that years ago, where it's I could drive it from Toronto to Detroit for like the entire day, which is like 4 hours from here into Detroit. Driving around Detroit, Windsor, come back home, zero issues. But then try to drive around the corner or like drive to work, which is like a 2-minute drive, and it's like constant breakdowns. And I'm like, you could drive 20 hours with no glitches, but a 2-minute like trek, and it's like now you like have issues.
Yeah, something's not heating up and cooling down properly.
There you go. Well, that was decades ago. So
actually, I'm surprised you're intelligible, because I remember when I moved in here, as soon as everybody said their goodbyes and went home, I immediately slept for like 5 hours straight after moving everything.
that's the mission for tonight, even though I got to wake up early tomorrow, because this move has been, there's either those moves where everything's super organized and it's like in and out of the truck within like half a day, and then you've got those moves that just seem to go for like forever. So it's one of those. I'm running on like past E.
It's gone below the E on the thing.
Yeah, but you always got those people that don't worry, I know my car. They know exactly how far past E they can go before that sucker runs out of gas.
Yeah, I bet they also know the number for the towing company.
Exactly. Yep, they got CAA, a membership.
Yeah.
My dad told me
CIA
something
knows them by
when I
first
was.
name.
My dad told me something when I was 17, and it made sense. And I've just always gone with that. After you fill it up once, it costs the same amount of money to keep it full as it does to keep it empty.
It's true.
Whether you put $5 in it every time it gets to 3/4 of a tank, or you put $25 in it whenever it gets to 1/4 of a tank. After you fill it up the first time, it takes the same amount of money to keep your tank full as it does to worry about, oh my God, I've only got a quarter of a tank. I've only got an eighth of a tank, and I got to go 200 miles.
Well, technically, you're supposed to run all the gas out. Not run it out of gas, but run the bulk of the gas out of the tank. You know, like every 6-7 runs, every 6-7 fill-ups, you should be running all the gas out of the tank.
I refill it a half tank every time.
Oh yeah, you need to run it all out and then change your filters, because that gas will actually create sediment in the bottom of your tank. Well, you probably know that.
Well, I don't
I'm
run
learning
regular.
things. I don't know this.
Children of Primus, we're well rounded, so we don't only
right.
just Transformers. You can learn.
Yeah, we got some car guys in here too.
Car guys, tech guys, you know.
Oh, speaking of car, Dad took the little, oh, what is that thing called? The Gazelle, the Mercedes Gazelle, down to the cruise-in the other night. Got a trophy.
Oh,
I was unaware your dad had a Gazelle. Wow.
Yeah.
Is that good?
I'm
not a car person.
It's so
just it's a little
fun,
too
sir.
Do you know what a Excalibur is? As far as the car, the great big, you see it in the movies and everything, where it's got the great big running boards and long nose on it, two-seater car.
Old-timey.
Right. This is a miniature version of that.
Yeah.
Like
the Mercedes Gazelle.
That's an X-Men book.
Yeah, the Excalibur was the closest thing I could use to describe that is it kind of looked like Cruella DeVille's car.
Yeah, Cruella. That's exactly who I was going
there,
with.
Thank you. That's something I can.
There you go.
Okay, so you know how the headers came out, went through her running boards and everything? Not that. It's just a sleek front, big running boards, cloth top, with a spare tire on the back trunk.
Okay.
Here, let me see.
Slowly, before we round up, Impactor is saying, believe it or not, it's 6 hours for me to get to Toronto. So you're, that's actually that's pretty close, and not too bad. Mario says, going back to the comment that Impactor posted about the Stereo Series 86 line possibly ending next year. I want to see done right was one of the 4 Autobots who died in the shuttle, that being Prowl. And also says
you and everybody else.
The 20th issue of Transformers Skybound is this month.
Oh Christ, I gotta catch up. I have them all. I just need time to read them.
Time.
Yeah.
Did they not do an 86 Prowl? I'm confused over here.
They no. So they did a G1 Prowl update back in Earthrise, but they made him an Amazon exclusive, so nobody got him because it made like about 10 of those. Yeah, Mr. Magnus owns like 3 of them, but everybody was like, "When are you putting that out again?" So they did put out a version of him in Studio Series, but it wasn't a normal Prowl. It was a getting shot Prowl with the horrified face, and he had a blast effect you could put through his chest. And everybody was like, why would you do this? Just do the normal one. Nobody owns the regular version. You put this variant out, but nobody has the normal one because it was an Amazon thing nobody could get.
You know why? Because screw your childhood.
Yeah, that's what people are. That's like the thought process. Like the other 3 guys that did, because they did Ratchet, Ironhide, and Brawn also getting like horribly shot. But people were less mad about that because all 3 of those guys had gotten normal updated figures that were like easy to get. So everybody's like, all right, weird, kind of a disturbing variant, but it's cool. But then they're like, why did you do that to the one nobody can get normally?
Tie into Toy Warp's comment, Motormaster says, remember kids, listen to Gorilla's Silent East Wood, but the kids safe one.
That is sure a combination of words.
Well,
I sent you a link to a Mercedes Gazelle.
All right, and it's TelaTraan too. So I mean, they could listen to I'm thinking of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang in this. And they could listen to the non-safer version. Let me pull up the image of this vehicle.
I was going to say, saying listen to Clint Eastwood by the Gorillaz, because that's a song, and it's a good song. So if that's what they meant by Silent Eastwood. oh, that is a... they should make a cup that changes into that. Well, actually, he's supposed to be a pickup truck, hence his name, but they should make somebody that changes into that.
But Dad's is light tan, where that one's white, and it's dark brown on the running boards.
Very cool.
Gosh, fancy schmancy.
Man, we must have a heck of a lag because it still ain't showed up on me watching the broadcast. It's still... Finally, holy crap, yeah.
Geez, the visual lag is huge.
Well, it's funny. It's only out of all of the streams that you can connect with... let's see, Facebook is pretty much real time. Twitch is pretty much real time. As much of a behemoth as YouTube and Google is, they're the ones with the serious delay, where it's almost like a minute.
Facebook isn't exactly real time. I do a lot of Facebook auctions, for toys, and not only is there usually about a 15-20 second lag in between comments and because obviously your comments are what's making bids on stuff. But a lot of comments will go out of order according to the person running the auction.
Wow. Okay.
So if like me and Magnus are bidding on something, Magnus bids first on his screen, and then I bid second. It'll show up sometimes on the person running the auction screen that I commented the bid first. Right. So it goes to me. I've lost stuff like that before. It's aggravating.
It's crazy.
Oh, by the way, somebody asked earlier, the best way to sell off your Transformers. Yeah, join a group that allows you to do the live auctions on Facebook, because nobody can dip into that money. You know how eBay has fees and whatnot has fees, and everybody's got fees. Yeah, Facebook, yeah, you can get on, do a live auction and peddle all that stuff, for top dollar, and not have to worry about anyone dipping in the money you make on it.
I joined a Magic the Gathering one just this past week, and they run them like raffles.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like you put a $200 card up, and you put 100 spots at $2 a piece.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And once it fills up, everybody pays you. They run it. Their admin takes everybody and puts them in this slot. Everything rolls 2 dice on the screen, computer dice, and it has to be above a 4, or he re-rolls it again. If it's 1, 2, or 3, everything, it's got to be redone. So it's got to be 4 or higher, everything, and then whatever the combination of those dice is, that's how many times he shuffles the names. And if it's at 7, so when he gets to 6, he goes, okay, whoever's in the number 1 slot on this shuffle, shuffles it again. This person just won that lot. And it's completely gambling, because you're spending $2 and you may not get shit.
Mm-hmm. Which is weird that it'd only be $2 buy-in for a $200 card. I'm part of one of the Stomper groups that does that, with the Stomper trucks, and those slots are usually like $10 a piece.
Right.
So
yeah.
It's like totally gambling.
What the price is. You can't go over what the price is. So if it was a $200 card and I sold 100 $2 slots, so I make my $200 for the card.
Mm-hmm.
But you may have only spent $4 and won it. And you can't buy more than half the slots. That's a rule of the page. So somebody could go in there and just get it for 75%. Okay, well I'm gonna buy $75 worth of slots on a $100 card. I'm gonna buy 75 of the 100 slots. Nope, you can't do that.
Gotcha.
But there are guys that go half.
Wow. Yeah. Just that fast, right? Yeah. We
Yeah,
had the same thing in the Stomper groups, man. Yeah. Some of those guys, they just got money to burn to do that stuff.
Jeez.
And some of those Stomper trucks, man. I mean, you're talking about ones that are still on the card, or still on the package. I mean, you're talking like $2,000-$3,000.
Really?
I'm hoping now that we're going through the stuff at Mom and Dad's house, I'm hoping I'm going to find my Stomper case.
Oh, I hope so too. Let's make a deal.
What were the ones that were like Stompers but they weren't Stompers? They had the little cones on the wheels so that they could roll on two sides. What were they called?
Those were called Rough Riders.
Rough Riders. I had 2 or 3 of those too.
Yeah. Rough Riders actually had all the movie deal stuff. So there was, they had Kit, they had Smokey and the Bandit, A-Team. They had all that stuff, and they were still inferior to, Stompers, because Stompers was the first one to come out in that style, with that battery operated foam tire, go anywhere style.
Yeah.
And today, even, like a lot of that movie stuff you'd think would be worth, as much as a lot of the bigger Stomper stuff, but nope. Some of that Stomper stuff gets really ridiculous. I saw somebody at a toy show earlier in the year, one of the Florida toy shows that Jeff runs, had a Stomper display from a store, and he wasn't budging off $10,000 on that thing.
Oh,
Crazy.
Yeah, if you're gonna get into collecting those little battery operated trucks, stick with Rough Riders because the Stompers are freaking expensive.
Jesus.
Motor Master gives us our music listening list as we're gonna end the evening. Motor Master says to also listen to Painted Black by Rolling Stones, and also to Holy Wars from Megadeth.
Between that and Gorillaz, this is an interestingly eclectic selection of recommendations.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Mr.
Mr. Magnus, anything coming up for the week?
Well, we are going to put the tent together this week and take a look at what we're actually getting married in September. But there's a couple of new releases coming out at Shozy Store for people that missed the DK upgrade, DK21, DK23, and DK33 for Scorponok and Black Zarek. They are back out for people to get, but be prepared. Black Zarek is $160, and DK21 is $55, DK23 is $60. And those are the upgrades for the WFC, Scorponok, and Black Zarek. That's all that I really see that was coming up. I have pre-ordered. Where's he at? My pre-orders. Well, he threw the one. There he is. I have pre-ordered the 4th party MD05 Transformer SS86 Optimus Prime with all the little things we were displaying last week.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the Megatron arm. He's got Starscream's head, Starscream's wings, Airdynes, and then all the other stuff, plus the air conditioner and all the fun stuff that goes with him. Yeah, it's an air conditioner. I looked that up. It's an air conditioner unit. I don't know why. I have not found out why somebody wanted him to have an air conditioner, but it covers something on his back. And by putting that on there, he looks like a semi. Myself, I think that it should have been silver to match the 2 pieces underneath of it instead of this white air conditioner on his spine. But
air conditioner, like it's one you see on the side of a house. Like that's weird.
I guess it's a thing the real truck has, ?
They do. Yep, that's where the air unit for a sleeper cab goes. But there's, I guess what are they? Parts of his feet? I guess they are parts of his feet right underneath of it that are silver. And so that unit, in my opinion, should have been silver instead of white. That way it blended in with those other things. Instead of you got the red cab, the white air conditioner, and then these two little silver boxes underneath of it. But yeah, so whenever that releases, we'll have one of those to look at here.
Cool. I'm very interested.
And Toy, what do you have coming up?
Oh, nothing. The work continues. Still trying to pay for this big Transformers tie-in lot, man. It's I got nothing coming up for the next week.
Okay. And Farrah Courage, what say you?
Okay, well, first of all, I just finished my photos of Shadow Striker, so that'll be my next bot review. Let's say Friday. I've still got to polish up the writing portion of it. Controversial figure. Not a lot of people liked it. I'm pretty fond of it so far, but it has its ups and downs. I'll discuss it in text and photo form over on childrenofprimus.com. I will wait to share the details of this, but I also have something else coming in, which I should have by the next time we are on stream here, because we're taking next weekend off because it's Victoria Day holiday weekend up here. But I got something big coming in, something miraculous coming in, and that might dominate when next we meet.
So on that note, so we will be off for next week, but do check out Children of Primus, where we have all like updated Transformers news. We have written reviews from Fear of Courage and from Toy War Vintage Reviews. We have any other writers who want to be on board, because written reviews are just it's almost a really limited thing, and it's not AI, which is still impressive. It's the art of someone writing an article and putting them into it is almost a lost art. So,
why would I use AI for something I'm doing for entertainment in and of itself?
Exactly. Although there's Facebook, a lot of pages are slowly switching to AI stuff, and people are complaining where it's like, it's don't just use it for the sake of just creating a whole bunch of content, because it's not doing it properly. And we see it at a second that it's not being done properly. So, just do it properly, or almost just don't do it.
Yeah. That's a big problem in the car community lately too. You can make an AI version of, make an old car look new, and then they could be like, hey, such and such company's re-releasing this car. What do you think? Dude, and people believe it. That's what really gets me. People really believe it.
Well,
yeah.
Well, like the video, subscribe to all of our channels that you can find in the description, and as we say at the end of every video, till all are one.
Till all are one.
All are one. I don't know why Orson Welles did there a little bit. Yeah.
We now return you to the Children of Primus.